Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is Bloody Bananas. First of all, I just want to say I really appreciate all the support I got from my past couple of videos. We have surpassed 200 subscribers, so I really appreciate all the support from you guys. And so in this video, we're going to showcase yet again a double water team that I used to get me up to the 2600s MMR range. I really like this team. I got the idea from this team when I faced against this team using my first double water team, right? I think in that video I was playing against a team that used this exact line of Abomasnow, Swampert, and Gyarados, and then I realized this was probably a better version of my double water team, so I decided to give this team a try. Because Gyarados is one of the best safe swaps in Ultra League Premier Cup. I think the only other better safe swap is probably Kindra, which is also a very strong safe swap, but I don't have one built, so I just went with Gyarados. So I think this team is very strong. Again, you want to bait out the grass type perhaps with your Gyarados, and then you want to use your Abomasnow to finish the grass type, right? And I think this team is very strong because Gyarados also doesn't have the fighting weakness. It can handle those Machamps that we see a lot. So I really like this team. And without further ado, let's get into some of the battles I played. I went on a pretty big streak with this team as well. Okay, again we see XL Pokemon. There's so many XL Pokemon in this meta. So it was a bad lead, obviously. We're going to the Gyarados. They save swap. They counter swap into Hypno, which is a pretty good counter to our Gyarados, but we go for the crunch, which forces my opponent to shield. So we got the shield advantage. That means I'm not gonna shield my Gyarados because I know that I'm just gonna put my faith in my Swampert now. They probably don't have a grass type, right? If they had a grass type, they'd most likely bring the grass type out against my Gyarados. So I feel pretty safe about letting Swampert to finish the endgame. Here I'm going to overfarm. They did hit us with the fire punch. Does a lot of damage. But I'm just going to save a weather ball, I think, for the Scrafty, just to chip it down, the Scrafty a little bit more before we go into Swampert. Because Scrafty in Ultra League is very tanky. You definitely want to chip it down so that Swampert can have a better matchup here. I think I'm going to build up a lot of energy. I have to respect the shield, even though this might just be a power punch. Oh, my opponent actually went for foul play. Okay, so very important shield. That foul play will almost take us out, right? We build up a lot of energy, and then we go for double Hydro Cannon just before my opponent gets to the next foul play. This might be a CMP tie as well. Okay, so they get to the foul play here. I think I actually I tried to CMP tie on the power punch. But my opponent goes for another foul play, so I shield that. Turn out they had a Charizard in the back. I still have a shield remaining, but I think I have to catch a move. Actually, no, I don't have a shield remaining, so I just have to catch a move. And I catch the move after 5 wind attacks, which is a Dragon Claw for my opponent. My opponent actually undercharged that a little bit, but I already had a move stored, so I'm just going to build up just a little bit more before I throw this Hydro Cannon. Just before he gets to the next one. I know that I lose CMP, so I just throw one must shot before, and then we have enough energy to go for another Hydro Cannon against the Scrafty to win this game. So good game to my opponent. Next up we have Abomasnow versus Berserker. Okay, Berserker is very, very tough. I don't have a good answer besides my Swampert, but obviously I can't bring out my Swampert because then they're gonna swap, right? So I'm trying to CMP tie on his close combats. I'm not very successful at doing so because my opponent just holds on to the energy. Very, very well played by my opponent, just holding on to the energy. I go for another weather ball, hoping to CMP tie. Again, it was like a fake CMP tie, I guess. My opponent went for the close combat here. I have to swap out trying to catch the next close combat. I go into Gyarados, but my opponent throws the foul play, so very well played by my opponent. Essentially, he didn't waste any energy, right? So he goes for another foul play here. I can't shield. I only have one shield. I'm down a shield. At this point, this is very tough. They come out with a Kindra, and it looks like we have a little bit of play here. Because we still have a very healthy Abomasnow, and they're locked in against our Abomasnow here. I'm going to build up a lot of energy. I go for the Weather Ball before they get to a move, because I'm guessing that my opponent wants to shield, and we do get a shield. So now it's looking not so bad. We're even shields. My Swampert beats the Berserker, so it all comes down to what my opponent has in the back, right? I'm definitely not shielding this. If it's I'm gonna swap out right after this to farm down this Kingdra, because they swapped into the Kingdra, so they can't get out of this matchup, and that give us a lot of energy with our Swampert, and they come in with their own Swampert. But I had around 7 Mudshots starting energy, so I can win this matchup very easily. I have so much energy. I am very wary of sack swapping. Because they do have a Berserker in the back, right? So I think what I'm going to do is, let's see. So I'm going to, okay. I wait for my opponent to throw the Mudshot so that I know that my opponent cannot sack swap out. And I go for that Mudshot. And here, my opponent gets the Hydro Cannon off, but we do survive one. They go back into the Berserker, but it doesn't matter at this point. So I think the key is to not let your opponent catch a move with the low health Berserker. That's how we were able to win. So here, bad matchup, but depending on if they have Fire Spin. So I noticed that they don't have Fire Spin. That means I don't have to swap out right away. I'm just actually going to stay in with my Abomasnow. Abomasnow beats a Dragon Breath Charizard pretty easily. You just have to shield a Blast Burn. Even if it's not a Blast Burn, it's not the end of the world, because you get to the Weather Ball so much more faster than this Charizard gets to the Blast Burn or Dragon Claws. So I'm going to try to catch the next Blast Burn on my Gyarados, but I wasn't successful, unfortunately. They save the energy, they go into Empoleon. I'm going to go for straight crunches. We'll do a lot of damage. Hopefully we take this Empoleon down without spending a shield, or we make the Empoleon low enough so that we can farm it down. Either way, it will be fine with me. Let's see. I think I go for this crunch. Yep, my opponent doesn't shield. That means I should be able to farm this Empoleon all the way down, which is actually not bad at all. They come back in with the Charizard. Obviously, I'm not shielding this. I'm completely sacrificing my Gyarados at this point. And then I have a Swampert to farm this Charizard all the way down. So I have a starting energy with my Swampert. My opponent actually leaves the match. So I'm guessing they maybe had to have a electric type in the back. So good game, good game. So yeah, a lot of times when you're against the Charizard in the lead, you don't want to swap out right away. It all depends on what they have in the back. Here we had a good matchup against the Swampert. Oh, is this a matchup I misplay really bad? Let's see. So they're going to the Gallade. I'm going to use this Weather Ball. So I think I have to shield this, respect the close combat. I definitely misplayed in a couple matches that I could have won. Here I'm going to build up energy before they get to the next one. Before they get to the Leaf Blade, I'm going to throw this Weather Ball to take out the Gallade safe swap. They still have a Swampert in the back that I know. Let's see. So they're going to Typhlosion. I'm going to go into my Swampert, because I know I have 2 water types in the back that can beat Typhlosion, right? I don't really need to stay in and get farmed down by the Typhlosion. Alternatively, maybe it was better to go into the Gyarados, but I have 2 water types in the back anyways, right? So here I'm going to try to take out my opponent, Swampert here. Let's see. My opponent gets 2 Hydro Cannons off here, I believe. Yep, my opponent wins the CMP tie. So I'm just gonna farm down with my my Abomasnow here. All I really need to do is get a little bit of chip damage with the Weather Ball. I think I have another one almost loaded. Do I go for the other one as well, or do I swap out right away? Okay, my opponent didn't shield, so I'm just gonna swap out right away. At this point, even a Solar Beam does not KO the Gyarados. It only does neutral damage, right? And I'm just going to Dragon Breaths all the way down, because my opponent is out of shields, out of options. So, yep, good game, well played. Alright, next game. This could be the game that I mess up. Oh, that is hard. Very tough lead. Magnezone. It beats my Abomasnow and it beats my Gyarados. Right, this is when I wish I really had a Kingdra in the back instead of Gyarados. But this is fine. I just have to completely sacrifice my Abomasnow. I'm hoping to get a defense drop here. If I get a defense drop, I could actually flip this matchup with my next energy ball. My opponent goes for a move here. I think I should just go for a weather ball at this point, because he's gonna get to another mirror shot. Yeah. So this is not great. I have to let my Abomasnow go down and then come out with my Swampert trying to farm this all the way down. Opponent goes into Gallade, and at this point I already know what my opponent have in the back. He definitely has a Venusaur. This is a very common line that Yonkas, another content creator, created back in like season 3. It was one of the most dominant teams, so I know they have a Venusaur in the back, which meant that my back line all loses to it, right? My Gyarados still has no play against the Venusaur. My Swampert has no play against the Venusaur, so I kind of already know this is game over. But I'm gonna wait to make sure that they have a Venusaur in the back. Let's see. I'm gonna farm this Gallade all the way down. We got a shield. Turns out they do have a Venusaur, so I don't think there is anything we can do. I really don't know what we can do here in order to win this one. Even if we land the crunch, it will not KO, right? And my opponent will get to the frenzy plan anyways, so I just concede the matchup. It was pretty much game over. Here at Kingdra, very good lead. You can shield once and win this matchup with a lot of energy, depending on if your opponent shields as well. So I build up to the energy ball, which does more damage, but weather ball is more energy efficient, so I still go for the weather balls. Opponent doesn't shield. I'm gonna go for weather ball here again to see if my opponent shields. If they shield, I'm gonna shield. If they no shield, actually I think I might shield anyways. Yep. I shield anyways because I know they can't get to another move, right? Now I'm just gonna farm all the way down. I actually got a little bit scared, so I just farmed down with the Gyarados to snipe it, which is actually turned out to be pretty good. We bait out the Abomasnow. We're just gonna sacrifice our Gyarados at this point. We have a weather ball loaded on our own Abomasnow. I go for a crunch here, which does a lot of damage if they don't shield. So they do shield. Now we're even shields. I know my Gyarados is probably gonna go down. We got a little bit of lag there as well, but it's all good. The Gyarados goes down. Now we have I'm gonna try to throw the weather ball right away to chip down the opponent Abomasnow. This game is gonna be very close, it looks like. So my opponent swaps out right away. Oh, nice. They had the Talonflame in the back. So I need to win this matchup, but I can't go down shields in order to win this matchup. And also I can't be too healthy. If I can't be too healthy. So I'm thinking if my opponent goes for a Brave Bird, it doesn't KO, right? So I'll take it. And now I'm gonna overcharge quite a lot of energy and then go for the Hydro Cannon. So now I have 2 Hydro Cannons loaded. Let's see, my opponent shields. That means I'm just gonna go for this Hydro Cannon right away. I definitely need to take out this Talonflame. I can't get farmed down. And also I'm at very low health, so my opponent doesn't get a lot of Powder Snows, doesn't get too much energy. Here, we do still have a shield remaining, and I don't think my opponent will get to one before we do. Yep, so that's game over. Well played to my opponent. It was very hard fought game. Alright, next up, Master Lu 1990. Alright, Abomasnow, Jellicent, perfect lead. We actually have Gyarados as a Jellicent counter in the back as well. They come with the Charm Ninetales. I wasn't sure what to do, so I wanted to chip it down a little bit with my energy balls on Abomasnow. I think I go into my Swampert now. Yep, because we got that. Because we got the health. So I'm just gonna go into my Swampert. Swampert is very bad against the Jellicent, so I'm gonna basically sacrifice my Swampert here. I'm gonna throw the Hydro Cannons. Gonna charge up a lot of energy. Let's see if my opponent wants to shield. I'm fine losing switch advantage, as long as I get the shields down, because without the shields, the Gyarados can absolutely destroy the Jellicent as well, right? So yep, I'm gonna go for another Hydro Cannon to make my opponent make a decision if they want to shield or if they want to let it go down. Okay, that is very good. We got 2 shields. So they go into the Talonflame here, which is very interesting. They gave up switch advantage. They could have switch advantage, but I don't think they were going to win anyways because I think Gyarados could probably just sweep their entire team in the end game. I do have to shield this. I have to respect the Brave Bird. Opponent goes for the Brave Bird. He knows that was probably the only way he could win this one is to take out my Gyarados here. And at this point, they come back with the Jellicent. I can probably just go for straight crunches, which will do a ton of damage. Yep. Well, Jellicent is so tanky. I guess that's not a ton of damage, but it's a decent amount of damage, respectable amount of damage. They go for the Shadow Ball, so now I'm gonna go into my Abomasnow, go for this Weather Ball to finish off this Jellicent, and they have a very low health. Yeah, Charm Ninetales, which means we're just gonna get a. Ooh, okay, that actually got a little bit closer, but I think we have an Aqua Tail stored. Yeah, we do have an Aqua Tail stored on the Gyarados anyways, so even if that KO'd my Abomasnow, I was just gonna come out with the Gyarados and go for the Aqua Tail, right? So good game, well played to my opponent. Here, Abomasnow, Alolan Ninetales yet again. Wow, just love seeing it, right? The XL Pokemons, very very tough, very tough. Okay, they go for a move here. This might be the game that I misplayed pretty hard. Let's see. The Weather Ball spams are really tough to play around. Let's see. I should swap out into Gyarados because I want to bait out the Grass type, right? I thought maybe they have a. Actually, I don't like this play because if they have a Alolan Ninetales, it's very unlikely for them to have a Grass type Pokemon in the back. That way they would be double weak to Fire type, right? So I don't really like my play here. I think I should just stay in. But we take out the Alolan Ninetales. We still have 3 Pokemon, so it's not the worst thing. They actually had a Machamp in the back. This is not great for me at all. It's a loaded Machamp, has a ton of energy. So I'm going to go into my Swampert. I kind of have to. I need to shield this as well. I don't know what my opponent has in the back. This is actually very tough. He got an extra counter as well. Very unfortunate. But we get a shield here. And they get off another cross chop. So that is not great at all. We do get this Hydro. They got another counter through, another extra fast move. So not great. And now we're going to go into our Abomasnow. I have to get this Weather Ball off. Okay, I do get the Weather Ball off. At least we got rid of this Shadow Machamp. But, okay, so they have a Gengar in the back. We can definitely get the Hydro off before they get to the Sludge Bomb, I guess. Maybe, I mean, before they get to the Shadow Ball, but actually I think we got to the same time, but they probably don't have Shadow Ball. So here I'm going to go for the Hydro, which actually does not KO. That surprised me a little bit, so I think they probably have a very high IV Gengar, because I think generally with the Mush Shots, 1 Hydro will be almost enough to KO the Gengar. But well played to my opponent. Here we have Altaria lead, very nice. And then they go into the Galvantula. I'm gonna swap into my Swampert right away. I can tank a lunge. I'm gonna go for this Hydro Cannon, which does around half, I think, after the debuff. My opponent shields that one. I'm gonna go for the Hydro Cannon. That was so weird. We CMP tied, even though I only did 3 Mush Shots against these 2 Volt Switches. So I think he started attacking with the Mush Shots, with the Volt Switches a little early than me. So I wasn't really happy about that when that happened. But fortunately, we get to the next Hydro Cannon before he gets to the next move, and we KO that Galvantula. They come out with this Altaria. Altaria is very tanky in Ultra League, especially XL Altaria. But this is not a fully maxed out XL, and Altaria doesn't do too much damage, so I think I don't even need to shield this one. It's just a Sky Attack. Yep, it does around half, which is still enough for us to take out to take out the what's it called? Altaria. So here my opponent goes for Talonflame. I also have a perfect counter in Gyarados. They went for the Flame Charge right away. I figured that if they go for the Brave Bird, it doesn't KO, and I could probably deal with it with my Gyarados anyways. So now it's a Gyarados versus a Altaria, but we had the energy advantage, so we probably can take this Altaria out right here. No Shield Dust, and then just Powder Snow. One Powder Snow should be enough. Yep, so good game to my opponent. Next game, okay, very good lead. Abomasnow versus Swampert, one of the best leads you can see. Depending on if they have Sludge Wave, if they have Sludge Wave, they could definitely fight back. I'm just going to go for straight Energy Ball, which will KO the Swampert. Oh, my opponent didn't shield. And then he left the match. Okay. I guess there was too much energy for the Swampert to handle. Okay, let's see. Galvantula leads, very, very tough. This is one of the matchups that made me really, really sad. Let's see. Okay. So they'll get a lunge off here. Because they shielded, I'm going to match a shield. I'll spam this Galvantula for sure. Because Weather Balls are... I get to the Weather Balls really fast with the Abomasnow. And I believe I could actually tank a lunge as well. My opponent double shielded. So I think I'm gonna sacrifice my my Abomasnow at this point. I need to get the Weather Ball to chip it down a little bit more though. Okay. They got to the move in 2 more Volt Switches. Unless I miscounted, that was very weird. I think I should have gotten to the move. But for some reason they got an extra Volt Switch somewhere. But this is fine. I took out... Oh god. Okay. So I took out their XL Galvantula. Turns out they have an XL Mandibuzz as well. So XL Mandibuzz, if you guys don't know, it's like a Umbreon, a flying Umbreon. It's super, super bulky. And it's very, very strong. So also I'm like counting the moves, right? I think here he was around 7. But he threw the first one, which caused 4 Snarls, so he's at another Foul Play, so I'm going to swap out. Okay, so he was at 5 Snarls worth of energy after leaving. And then they had a Galarian Stunfisk. So this guy literally has the strongest team, arguably the strongest team in Ultra League Premier Cup. So this is very, very tough for me to deal with. Let's see. I'm gonna go for this Aqua Tails, but even though I'm a water type, I'm going to lose this matchup. In the one shield, maybe I should have shielded this actually. I think that could be a misplay, but I'm gonna try to farm down this Stunfisk. Okay, I can't. Okay, I do have to shield this Earthquake. Okay, my opponent baited me with the Rock Slide. He comes out with the Mandibuzz with a move. This costs 3 Snarls, so he's back at 2, I think. Yeah, so after this one, he's at 3 Snarls, and he gets to the one after 1 more Snarls, which means I lose this game, unfortunately. If I tried to farm up a little bit more and successfully fast move Denial, then maybe I could win this one. But it will be very close. Or maybe if I went for the Sludge Wave, maybe it will KO. But I think I could have won depending on the situations, but I made some misplays, I think. Maybe I should just shielded my Gyarados, and maybe I would have won the game that way. Here we're Abomasnow mirror matchup against Shadow Abomasnow. Generally, they probably don't have a Grass-type Pokemon in the back if they're running Abomasnow in the lead, because Abomasnow is already a Grass-type Pokemon, right? Here we're going to go for the Weather Balls. My opponent is also going for the Weather Balls. Okay, I'm going to go for 1 more. Let's see if we get a shield here. I would like to see a shield. Okay, we do get a shield, and then I get 1 more Weather Ball. Let's see if we get 1 more shield. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to try to make a sack swap, but my opponent had a perfect switching. Again, Galvantula. Hates to see it. Obviously, hate to see the Galvantulas. But he actually went for the lunge, which allowed us to get to the Aqua Tail. I should have just thrown the Aqua Tail before we CMP tie, so that this would do more damage. Unfortunately, I gave him extra energy. Very, very not good. Here, I'm gonna go for the weather ball right away because I don't want to take extra lunges. Okay, they come back with the Abomasnow. I'm fine letting this go down at this point because I do have a shield advantage. It all depends on what they have in the back, right? So they go into the Abomasnow. They throw a move here. I think I have to shield this. I do have an energy start, so depending on what they have in the back, we could definitely win this. They actually had a Raichu, a Lowland Raichu in the back. Another XL Pokemon, so this guy is also running a triple XL team. I'm gonna farm up just before they get to the Psychic, and then throw this Hydro Cannon to finish it off. And then I think I should outpace my opponent to the next move. Yep, so I get this Hydro Cannon off to finish off my opponent, Shadow Abomasnow. And that would be game over. Good game. Triple XL team yet again. Yep. So here we have, let's see, Abomasnow versus a Kingdra. Okay, we played this matchup before. What I think is generally the good play, the best play here is to just shield once, go for 2 weather balls, and then farm down. So you're down a shield, but you come out with energy and a pretty healthy Abomasnow as well. So here we go for the second weather ball. Let's see if my opponent shields. Opponent doesn't shield. Yep. So now I'm just gonna farm all the way down. I'm gonna shield this, even though if this is a Octazooka, it is an Outrage, so it was a nice shield. So now we do have to farm this. I'm looking to farm that all the way down. They go into the Typhlosion. I'm gonna save swap into my Gyarados. Because I have Swampert in the back, I have 2 counters in the back. I'm just gonna swap into this right away. My opponent builds up to a Solar Beam and goes for a move here. I don't really care if my Gyarados goes down, so I just let it go down. And my opponent can seize the matchup. He probably figures that we have another Water type Pokemon in the back, so he wasn't sure where the Typhlosion was going to go. Here we're against Clefable. Clefable is not bad because Abomasnow is actually pretty tanky in Ultra League. We can spam out these weather balls very quickly. But then they had a Stunfisk. Fortunately, they swap into the Stunfisk, right? That means I have a perfect counter swap. This is the most satisfying match that I have ever played. Just destroying a Galarian Stunfisk. Because I think prior to this point, my team always lost to a Galarian Stunfisk. I'm gonna overfarm a lot of energy as well, because I know Rock Slide doesn't take us out. So I'm gonna overfarm, but we got a little bit of lag. I have to throw this Hydro Cannon now. This is perfect. I think we got to the build up energy just for his next Rock Slide, and we're very low for my opponent to farm us down. My opponent has an Empoleon. I think I make a misplay here. I should swap out. I should swap out here. I should definitely swap out there. That's a big misplay because I think I could probably save the move if I tried to swap out, but I think this is fine. I'm gonna go for a Weather Ball bait here. My opponent has 2 shields. It's very likely my opponent shields here, so I went for a relatively safe bait. Here I'm gonna go for the Energy Ball. My opponent doesn't shield this one, so I'm gonna go into the Gyarados, hoping to catch a Drill Peck. Actually, I'm gonna shield anyways because I know they have a Charm in the back. Against a Charm user, you really need to expend your shields a little bit early because if you have 2 shields and then they Charm you down, it's a very bad feeling. Here I'm gonna build up to 2 Aqua Tail. I know my opponent can't possibly get to another move with the Clefable, so yep, I shield that and then I go for the 2 Aqua Tails, get the last shield, and then take down the Clefable, and then this game is pretty straightforward. We actually get to the Aqua Tail here as well. But even if our Gyarados gets taken out, he has to spend a lot of energy, and then Abomasnow can definitely handle the low health Penguin. Here at Ninetales, another XL Pokemon. I think we're going to just stay in this matchup and then go for the Energy Ball. because Gyarados is not good against Ninetales. Ninetales resists the Dragon Breaths, being a fairy type Pokemon, right? And then he gets off another move here. Another Weather Ball. Oh god, these Weather Ball spams are absolutely destroying. Okay, we go for Energy Ball here. My opponent shields, which is very interesting. I'm going to go for another Energy Ball here. At this point, I think I'm just going to let my Abomasnow go down. I hope that was a CMP tie. Okay, that was a CMP tie, so that is perfect. So now my Abomasnow goes down and my opponent doesn't get extra farm. I'm going to go into my Swampert. I'm going to have to tank a Weather Ball probably. Okay, my opponent actually swap out into a Polarat. This is actually okay. So they had an Ice type Pokemon in the lead, and then they're now swapping to a Water type Pokemon. Makes me think they might have double Water as well, but I'm not sure what the second Water type Pokemon could be. Maybe it's another Swampert as well. So here I go into my Gyarados anyways because I want to spread the damage. I don't want to expand my shields right now. I have 2 shields. This is looking okay for me. I'm gonna go for this Aqua Tail. And I Dragon Breaths just before my opponent get to another move, barely. So that is looking very good. And then my opponent comes out with the Ninetales. I actually want to shield this because this tells me my opponent probably has something that he doesn't want the Gyarados to see, right? I go for an Aqua Tail here. Let's see if my opponent shields. My opponent shields. Okay, so I'm definitely swapping out here. I want to preserve my Gyarados. I want to see what my opponent has in the back before my Gyarados goes down. I'm going to overfarm, and I'm going to throw here. My opponent makes a perfect catch with the Politoed. So he had another Weather Ball user in the back. Very unfortunate. Here he got off the Weather Ball, but we barely survive and get off this Sludge Wave. Absolutely huge for us. This should put it within almost Dragon Breath's range, I think. What I have to do is just Dragon Breaths all the way down. My opponent farm up a lot of extra energy. I have to shield this one in case it's in Blizzard, but it was just a Weather Ball. But Weather Ball doesn't take us out. I'm okay tanking under the Weather Ball, but I have to be careful if my opponent swaps out with the move on the Alolan Ninetales. So I'm looking at top right, and now I saw the Alolan Ninetales is coming in. So I'm throwing this Aqua Tail as soon as it comes in, before he gets off the move, and then we take out the Politoed with our Gyarados Dragon Breaths. So that was actually a very tough game, because I recognized that their win condition was going into the getting off the Weather Ball with the Alolan Ninetales. So I was spamming my move. Here I think I make a misplay here. Let's see. So they have a Dragonite lead. They go into Empoleon. I should just throw the Energy Ball and then get out of this matchup, but I stay in way too long. I make a huge misplay this game. It's actually kind of cringe when I watch myself play. I'm gonna get off this Energy Ball anyways. I want to get this Empoleon low, and then I'm gonna go into my Swampert. I'm gonna farm up extra energy, but also I don't farm up enough. I definitely make a huge misplay. Okay, I'm gonna farm up a lot more here. I should farm up maybe 2 more mud shots because I think I just need 1 more mud shot there. And then my opponent can farm me all the way down. I can't get to the Sludge Wave. This is actually very important because this damage is going to be important in the end game as well. But so now I have to go into my Abomasnow, but my opponent actually has a lot of energy, which will be pretty tough for the Abomasnow to deal with. And then they come in with a Escavalier, which is very, very, very strong Pokemon for my entire team, basically. I think my only counter to the Escavalier was my Swampert. So my opponent had a very interesting team. I definitely read their team wrong. I thought my opponent was playing the double water team that I played, which had a Swampert in the back along with the Empoleon and then the Dragonite lead. So I was actually saving my Gyarados because I was hoping to see a Swampert. Here I make a misplay again. I go for the Aqua Tail, which does less damage than the Crunch. I'm not going to get to the second Aqua Tail, so that was a huge misplay. And now I have to shield this. And also I think I have to throw some energy in order to take it out. I'm going to try to farm it all the way down. I'm going to build up to 2 Weather Ball, but my opponent has energy on the Dragonite. And I do not win CMP against the Dragonite. So, yeah, I think we're gonna get taken out here. Even though we had a good lead, but because of some misplays, I actually lost that matchup. That just goes to show losing the lead doesn't mean you're gonna lose the game. Here, we're against a Muck. Let's see. This is not a bad matchup at all. I'm gonna throw the Weather Ball when just before they get to the Sludge Wave. So let's see. If my opponent throws energy here, I have to shield. Because Sludge Wave will almost one-shot our Abomasnow. They actually bait with the Dark Pulse. I'm gonna go for this Weather Ball here. Let's see. Ooh, I forgot to charge up. But I got a shield from my opponent anyways. Okay, my opponent built up to the Sludge Wave yet again. So I have to respect the Sludge Wave. But my opponent goes for another bait, which is very interesting because there's no way he gets off. He gets another one, right? Yep, now I'm just gonna farm it down. There's no way he was gonna get to another Sludge Wave, so I'm not sure why he went for that. Okay, here they come out with a Machamp. Very bad because we're down a shield. I actually wanted to build up. I wanted to catch the cross chop with my Gyarados. It was not successful at all. My opponent got a Rock Slide on our Gyarados. Very, very bad. And then I'm gonna throw the Aqua Tail against this Dragonite. I had to farm a little bit of extra energy. Oh, my opponent got a move here. Does this KO? I have to throw my move because Swampert doesn't do much against the Dragonite at all, but I'm not going to charge at all. I want to get it low so that I can Mush-Shot down, but it actually KO'd the Dragonite. Now we're against a Machamp. He got one extra counter, so it all depends if we got extra move. We got an extra Mush-Shot, so that means that we could win this game by throwing back-to-back Hydro Cannon. It will be very, very close. Fortunately, my opponent didn't sneak in an extra move, so now I just have two back-to-back Hydro Cannon. It was very unlucky for my opponent that I got an extra Mush-Shot there, so we're able to take the win there. Very close game after all. So good game to my opponent. I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. I really enjoyed playing with this team. We're above 2600s elo. So I think this team is very, very well organized. It's very strong. You could definitely replace the Gyarados with Kindra, which I think Kindra might be arguably better. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in my next video.